Hey there guys, what's up? I'm Michelle. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So every now and again, I like to do this thing where I talk about some of my favorite things in the world, and some of my favorite things in the world are movies and TV shows. So today I'm going to do my top 10 favorite supernatural / sci-fi television shows. Now before I get started, first off, I want you guys to leave in the comments below what your favorite science fiction / supernatural TV show is, and we'll see if it ends up on the list or not. And second of all, I want to give a disclaimer that just because I like it doesn't mean you have to like it. And of course, I haven't seen every single show that there is out there. So if I don't mention one you like, feel free to leave it as a suggestion in the comments below, because I love checking out TV shows and I'm actually very well known to binge. And so without further ado, this is my top 10 list of science fiction television shows and where you can find them. So in no specific order, we've got starting with number 10, Supernatural, which aired from 2005 to 2020, which has 15 seasons. It broke some records, just saying. So in this show, we've got two brothers who hunt basically all the things that go bump in the night. They hunt demons, they hunt vampires, they hunt ghosts. You name it, they hunt it, and you can find that currently on Amazon Prime. All right, next we got number 9, The Order, which aired from 2019 to current. We've currently got 2 seasons available on Netflix. It is a Netflix original, and you will not find it anywhere other than Netflix. Amazing show. So basically, Jack Morton, who is a freshman in college, he gets invited into a secret society where suddenly he is completely just thrust into this world of the supernatural. All these things he didn't really know anything about, but yet was still kind of curious about, are all kind of being introduced, and stories and plot lines are unraveling right in front of him. Might even come down to his own bloodlines. It's a really good show. Definitely recommend you guys check that one out. All right, and for number 8, we've got The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which has aired from 2018 to 2020 and currently has 4 seasons out on Netflix. It is a Netflix original. That is the only place you will find it. This show follows the life of Sabrina Spellman, who is half witch, half human. And we're just basically trying to see her navigate her way between witchhood and humanhood. This is a basically reimagined retelling of the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch from the 90s, except for it takes a little bit more of a sinister turn. Number 7, we've got The Vampire Diaries, which aired from 2009 to 2018, and there are currently 8 seasons. So this show follows the story of Alina Gilbert, who is sort of in love with a vampire. She falls for a guy on her first day of school after her parents have passed away, and wasn't until she was in love with him that she found out he was a vampire. He and his brother are both vampires, and now we're trying to see how she's going to live her life being in love with a man who technically she probably shouldn't have. Definitely a good show. Actually, to be quite honest, I'm only currently on season 4. I've never actually seen the full series, but I'm expecting it's going to be good considering I've watched 4 seasons in a week. So yeah, I can say that. That is available on Amazon Prime currently. You can also find it on YouTube, on iTunes, and I'm sure many other places if you look hard enough. Number 6, we've got The Flash, which has been on air from 2014 to current. There's currently 7 seasons available, and it is still filming. It is a Netflix original, and that's the only place you can find it. Those Netflix originals, they get me every time. Okay, so basically in this show, we've got Barry Allen, who was struck by lightning in some very mysterious storm. And after many months of being in a coma, he wakes up with superhero speed. Need I say more? All right, next we've got Once Upon a Time as number 5, which aired from 2011 till 2018, giving it 7 seasons. So in this show, we've got a little bit of a scenario right off the get-go. So we've got Emma Swan, who we're being introduced to pretty early on, and she has just met her son, who she gave up for adoption 10 years ago as a newborn. And so he's taking her to a place called Storybrooke, Maine, where the entire town is made of fictional creatures who forgot they were fictional. Basically, the evil queen has decided to cast a curse on all of the land, and so all of our fairy tale creatures are now stuck in real life. But they just don't know it yet. So basically it's up to Emma Swan to not only make them realize who they are and realize who they are themselves, but also to get them home. And that is available on Disney+. All right, so number 4, we've got The 100, which aired from 2014 to 2020, and it had 7 amazing seasons. So basically in this show, it is set nearly 100 years after the Earth has been taken over by a nuclear catastrophe. The survivors have ended up in space. Haven't we all imagined that at some point? So basically the survivors all ended up in space, and so nearly 100 years after the Earth has been destroyed, they decide to send about 100 delinquent children to the Earth to see if it's now livable. What could go wrong with that? And of course, after 100 years, many things on the planet have changed, and therefore it rolls out a pretty good carpet for 7 seasons worth of holy hell. It's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen next. Very amazing show. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Again, that is available only on Netflix. All right, for number 3, we've got the Shadowhunters, which aired from 2016 to 2019, leaving 3 wonderful seasons. There should have been more, but there wasn't. This show is available on Netflix currently. It is a Netflix original, but I'm expecting that at some point they're probably going to take it off. So if this one interests you, I highly recommend you check it out sooner than later. So basically, after Clary turns 18, her whole world kind of gets flipped upside down. Her mother is kidnapped, and she is kind of submerged into this whole world she obviously had no idea existed, where she is now a Shadowhunter. Shadowhunters are basically the opposite of demons, where they're supposed to be on the earth to protect the humans from the downworlders, such as vampires, werewolves, and demons. And so now, as she is a Shadowhunter and she's trying to save her mother, I mean, basically it's just a really good show. It's based on the novels by Cassandra Clare, the Mortal Instruments books. And if you have read them or have thought about reading them, I highly suggest them. They're amazing books. It's an amazing series, and there's also a movie based on them. So next, we've got number 2, Teen Wolf, which aired from 2011 to 2017 and has 6 seasons. Amazing, amazing seasons. And there is constant debate about whether there will be a 7th season. So just saying, I'm just trying to manifest that. Manifest. Ha. Anyways, so in this show, we've got Scott McCall, who is an asthmatic, nerdy little teenager who gets bit by a werewolf the day before his sophomore year begins. And so not only is he dealing with puberty and teenage drama, he's also now dealing with turning into a werewolf and trying to figure out how to survive in a world full of werewolves. Not really a whole lot more I can say about that. Definitely an amazing show. It was originally on MTV, but you can currently watch it on Amazon Prime. This is a very temporary thing. It probably won't be on there forever. So if you have any interest in it, I would highly recommend you go check it out now. All right, and last but not least, we've got number 1, which is Manifest, which is why I did the little giggle in the last one. So yes, Manifest, it's aired from 2018 to current. There's currently 3 seasons available, 2 of which are on Netflix, and the last one I actually had to purchase on iTunes, but I'm sure you can purchase it on YouTube as well if you look, or somewhere else. So basically in Manifest, we have 191 people who are on a flight that disappears. Everyone is assumed dead for years until suddenly the plane resurfaces and it lands and everybody's okay and everybody's exactly the way they were many years ago. A lot of things have changed for everyone else, but the people on the plane, they're coming home thinking it was basically an overnight flight. 2-3 hours later. You know, it wasn't like a drastic 5 years later like it was for their siblings and their relatives. So yeah, that's an amazing, that's another show that I was able to watch the first 2 seasons in, again, 2 days. Amazing, amazing show. And then they released season 3, and I'm like, nuh-uh, there is no chance I'm not watching that. Like, there's no chance I'm going to wait until it's on Netflix. So I actually bought it. And they're currently filming season 4. Therefore, now is the perfect time to get into it. So it's freshly available on Netflix. It was just added to Netflix a couple of months ago, I believe. And therefore, it's going to be there for a hot minute. And I highly recommend you guys check it out. All right, so there is my top 10 list of supernatural / science fiction television shows and where to find them. And if you guys liked any of those shows, if you guys, kind of binged on any of them like I did, because I mean, like I said, I love TV shows and I love movies, and I go out of my way to watch the ones I like. And so therefore, I have watched the ones I've liked. So yeah, if you guys have seen any of these, or if you want to see any of these, or if you have any suggestions that you would like for me or the fellow viewers to check out, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And without further ado, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!